The hectare is an SI-accepted metric system unit of area equal to 100 acres and primarily used in the measurement of land as a metric replacement for the imperial acre. An acre is about 0.405 hectare and 1 hectare contains about 2.47 acres. In 1795, when the metric system was introduced, the acre was defined as 100 square meters and the hectare was thus 100 ares, or 1/100th of a square kilometer. When the metric system was further rationalized in 1960, resulting in the International System of Units, the acre was not included as a recognized unit. The hectare, however, remains as a non-SI unit accepted for use with the SI units, mentioned in Section 4.1 of the SI brochure as a unit whose use is expected to continue indefinitely. History. The metric system of measurement was first given a legal basis in 1795 by the French Revolutionary government. The law of 18 Germinal, Year 3 defined 5 units of measure: the meter for length, the for area, the stary for volume of stacked firewood, the liter for volumes of liquid, the gram for mass. Although the law defined the length of the meter, there was no practical way of accurately measuring the meter until 1799, when the first standard meter was manufactured and adopted. The standard meter remained in the custody of successive French governments until 1875, when, under the Convention of the Meter, its supervision passed into international control under the auspices of the General Conference on Weights and Measures. At the first meeting of the CGPM in 1889, when a new standard meter, manufactured by Johnson Matthey and Amp Co. of London, was adopted, the acre and hectare were automatically redefined. In 1960, when the metric system was updated as the International System of Units, the acre did not receive international recognition. The International Committee for Weights and Measures makes no mention of the acre in the current definition of the SI, but classifies the hectare as a non-SI unit accepted for use with the International System of Units. In 1972, the European Economic Community passed Directive 71/354 EEC, which catalogued the units of measure that might be used within the community. The units that were catalogued replicated the recommendations of the CGPM, supplemented by a few other units including the acre, whose use was limited to the measurement of land. Many farmers, especially older ones, still use the acre for everyday calculations and convert to hectares only for official paperwork. Farm fields can have very long histories which are resistant to change, with names such as the 6-acre field stretching back hundreds of years and across generations of family farmers. Some younger agricultural workers are now beginning to think in hectares as their first language, though this is more typical of professional consultants and managers than of traditional farming and land-owning families, and in some circles may be viewed as a social class indicator. Units. The names centura, decere, decare and hectare are derived by adding the standard metric prefixes to the original base unit of area, the acre. Centura. The centura is a synonym for 1 square meter. Decere. The decere is 10 square meters. The acre is a unit of area equal to 100 square meters, used for measuring land area. It was defined by older forms of the metric system, but is now outside of the modern International System of Units. It is commonly used to measure real estate, in particular in Indonesia, India, and in French, Portuguese, Slovakian, Serbian, Czech, Polish, Dutch, and German-speaking countries. In Russia and other former Soviet Union states, the sotka or hundred is identical to the ar. It is used to describe the size of suburban dacha or allotment garden plots or small city parks where the hectare would be too large. Decare. The decare is derived from deca, the prefix for 10 and is equal to 10 as 1,000 square meters. It is used in Norway and in the former Ottoman areas of the Middle East and the Balkans as a measure of land area. Instead of the name decare, the names of traditional land measures are usually used, redefined as 1 decare, strema in Greece, dunam, donam, or donam in Israel, Jordan, Lebanon, Syria and Turkey. Mal is sometimes used for decare in Norway, from the old measure of about the same area. Hectare. The hectare, although not strictly a unit of SI, is the only named unit of area that is accepted for use within the SI. It is widely used throughout the world for the measurement of large areas of land, and it is the legal unit of measure in domains concerned with land ownership, planning, and management, including law, agriculture, forestry, and town planning throughout the European Union. The United States, Burma and to some extent Canada instead use the acre. Some countries that underwent a general conversion from traditional measurements to metric measurements required a resurvey when units of measure, in legal descriptions relating to land, were converted to metric units. Others, such as South Africa, published conversion factors which were to be used particularly when preparing consolidation diagrams by compilation. In many countries, metrication redefined or clarified existing measures in terms of metric units. The following legacy units of area have been redefined as being equal to 1 hectare: Jarab in Iran, Jarab in Turkey, Gongking in Hong Kong, mainland China, Manzana in Argentina, Bunda in the Netherlands. Conversions. The most commonly used units are in bold. 1 hectare is also equivalent to 15 mu or 0.15 king, 10 dunam a donam, 10 stremata, 6.25 ray, approximately equals 1.00 ho, approximately equals 2.381 fedden. Visualizing a hectare. Visitors to London can visualize a hectare by visiting Trafalgar Square, which has an area of about 1 hectare.